But I could I could be around Floyd. Don't get me wrong. I love being around him. He cool to me, cool dude, whatever. But I can't be around him that long because he gonna do something that takes me off. He gonna do something that take me off, and I ain't the type that hold it in like his people that he pay and that work for him. They ain't gonna say nothing. Me, I'm gonna say something, and then you know, I don't hold back no words. I don't, and I don't care who you in front of.
Yeah, he's just a big spender. You can't spend like that, you know. Like,
this guy has a lot of chains.
So many chains, bro. That's chains. That's a depreciating asset. Get yourself something that'll hold.
Adrien Broner has finally shared his thoughts on Mayweather's recent troubles. As it stands, firms, corporations, and even professionals have revealed the current state of Mayweather's financial situation. Let's catch you up.
Oh, it was a bunch of gambling debts. Floyd, okay? And he tried to plant fake news out here saying that he was in downtown LA giving out money, and then he was at the...
According to Adrien Broner, the rumors about Floyd Mayweather being broke are true, even if it's not immediately obvious. Broner believes that while Floyd still has enough money to live comfortably for a few more years, maybe even longer if he cuts back, there's a real danger it could all collapse. He warns that if Mayweather doesn't get serious about managing his spending and making smarter financial decisions, he could end up broke like many boxing legends before him. Broner points out that Floyd's obsession with maintaining the image of extreme wealth might actually be his downfall. He's not alone in this view either, as several other professionals have also voiced similar concerns about Mayweather's future.
It's also money.
I don't even think he don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's planning for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spent.
To Broner, Mayweather's real estate moves are a major red flag. He doesn't see a smart, long-term investment strategy when he looks at Floyd's reported $400 million Manhattan purchase. Instead, Broner sees someone trying to fast-track riches without doing the proper homework. He suggests that either Mayweather didn't fully understand the contract or he's not being truthful about the deal, because even billionaires don't casually drop that kind of money in New York without expecting significant returns. In a market like Manhattan, where property prices are sky-high and rental yields are relatively low, you don't double your investment overnight. Especially not while maintaining a lifestyle that includes private jets, multiple mansions, and watches worth more than most homes.
Lifestyle, showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
Broner believes Floyd Mayweather is slipping, and he might be right. In boxing history, only a handful of champions have managed to stay financially secure after their careers ended. Most end up broke, left with only memories and a few dusty belts. Some are swindled by shady managers, crooked promoters, or fast-talking financial advisors. Others simply burn through their millions trying to maintain an image that was often more expensive to uphold than to create. It's a tragic, all too common pattern in the fight game. Now, in recent months, the whispers have grown louder. Official reports are surfacing, and insiders are revealing details that all seem to point in the same direction. Floyd Mayweather, the once untouchable face of wealth in boxing, might actually be running out of money.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
All that money?
And it took been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like within lifestyle, that money's gone. Trust me. Now it's like you call him, he'll be at your local hosting in a nightclub because you need that action right now.
Do you think he should step back in?
Despite all the flash and bravado Floyd Mayweather still displays online, there's a sense that things are unraveling. On Instagram, he continues to post pictures flaunting stacks of cash, diamond-covered outfits, and private jets, trying to project an image of pulling in $300 million a month from ventures like an adult nightclub, luxury clothing brands, and his promotional company. But even that narrative has cracks. Behind the sparkle, the reality of lawsuits, the sale of prime properties, and a growing pile of unpaid bills paints a much darker and troubling picture.
Something. He look like a bum.
Floyd?
He was looking like a bum, act like he ain't shaved in months.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too.
There's no way this man is
seen
broke.
that too.
There's no way.
Yeah.
If he is, I don't know where the money went to.
Exactly.
You know what? What y'all say earlier?
He ran up a bill.
Mayweather's spending habits are the stuff of legend. This is a man who once shelled out $50,000 on a diamond-encrusted iPod case, not even a phone. He spent $18 million on a single wristwatch and owns a sports car worth around $5 million. Recent updates reveal he pays his barbers $100,000 just for a haircut and fresh shoes, and he tosses out underwear after just one wear, underwear that costs over $6,000 a pair. On top of that, he's known for gambling huge amounts on sports, proudly posting his winning betting slips online, but never showing the losses that likely come just as often.
Gambling was when I was hanging out with Floyd Mayweather. He would bet on everything. $250,000 on if someone would make a half-court shot during halftime of a basketball game. $1 million on a preseason football game because he fed off of that sort of adrenaline. When he'd win one of those bets, he'd ride that energy for days. All-night parties followed by trips to the auto dealer in the morning. But when he lost, it was a different story. If his team lost at 8 p.m., he could have 30 people.
In an effort to silence critics who suggested he was going broke, Mayweather announced a massive move into real estate, claiming he had purchased multiple buildings in New York City for over $400 million. He boldly declared, "All the buildings belong to me." However, real estate experts were quick to question the claim. A close review of public records revealed no changes in ownership that could be linked to Mayweather. In Manhattan, where every square foot carries a hefty price tag, such a massive deal would be nearly impossible to keep hidden. The lack of any verifiable evidence fueled growing suspicions that the announcement was little more than a bluff, a flashy distraction to protect his image as the unstoppable Mr. Money.
In 36 months, of course, with one of my new investments, I would be making $300 million a month. But
what investment is that?
Just in real estate.
Got you.
And I'm heavy in real estate. I'm real heavy in real estate. Even though, you know, I got my own liquid, and that means cash. For those, I break it down in layman's terms. Even though
around the same time, Mayweather quietly listed his luxury homes in Florida and Beverly Hills for sale, raising serious eyebrows. Adding to the concern, a Miami-based jeweler filed a lawsuit claiming Floyd owed over $4 million for high-end watches and custom jewelry. When you're millions in debt to your jeweler, it's never a good sign.
That Floyd Mayweather and Tiger is being hit with? Wow! So apparently it's over some stolen jewelry and, or at least allegedly, and the entire story is pretty crazy, and the fact that they're calling it RICO was pretty wild as well, because apparently there was some type of, at least what is being alleged, some type of scheme set up and ran by these celebrities in order to get away with taking free jewelry off of jewelers.
In the United States, when someone becomes financially overwhelmed, they can file for bankruptcy through a federal court. It's a legal process where an individual either liquidates assets to pay off debts or restructures those debts under court supervision. Boxing legend Mike Tyson famously went through it after earning nearly $400 million during his career. Years of reckless spending, bad contracts, and personal troubles led Tyson to file for bankruptcy in 2003, burdened with $27 million in debt. So far, Floyd Mayweather hasn't filed for bankruptcy and is still presumed to be financially solvent. However, with unpaid bills, mounting lawsuits, and the sale of his luxury properties, many believe it could only be a matter of time. The harsh reality is, no matter how much money you make, if you spend more than you earn, you will eventually go broke. As one prominent boxing promoter once said, "When you start counting your money, that's when you don't have money."
You gotta understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
So anyone, Floyd's made $1 billion, Floyd has gotten
$300 million for Pacquiao, $300 million for McGregor. That might be true, but that money does.
Mayweather's constant flaunting of wealth on social media isn't impressing everyone. In fact, fans have grown increasingly critical. Some view his need to show off as a sign of deep insecurity. He is really insecure as F, one fan commented online, while another called him the most insecure person I have ever seen. These aren't just random haters. They're longtime fans who once admired his discipline, talent, and ability to turn boxing into a business. Now, many are growing tired of the spectacle, seeing a man who seems more desperate to prove he's rich than someone truly enjoying the wealth he's earned.
Oh, so he's fake as hell.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's so fake and he's insecure as hell. I think I don't even care about saying all this stuff.
Others have delved into the deeper meaning behind Mayweather's behavior. One fan wrote, "Someone who has to flex is usually self-conscious and feels the need to do so to feel better in comparison to others." They also pointed to Floyd's documented struggles with reading, suggesting his obsession with material things might stem from years of feeling inadequate in other areas. However, some fans remain loyal, seeing Mayweather as the ultimate success story. Dropping out didn't stop him from reaching the top. Impressive as always, one fan commented, while another declared, "The greatest boxer of all time showing what he's earned." Floyd the GOAT.
And say, "You're just a guy with a job." I have a job though. So who would you fight next?
Guess what? Your job don't pay like my job.
Well, it depends.
Your job don't pay like my job.
That brings me to another point.
Why
are you coming back?
I can make $200 million in 18 months because I want to. Because I want to come back and steal some more money. Is that okay with you?
It's fine.
Okay,
I enjoy watching your fights.
Okay.
Even Mayweather's most dramatic gestures have started to backfire. Take, for example, his recent visit to Selfridges, the luxury department store in London. During a massive shopping spree, Mayweather gave a generous €2,000 tip to the store's security guards for protecting him. However, the guards never saw the money. Selfridges management decided the tip should be donated to charity instead. The security team was furious, feeling robbed of the one moment of appreciation they received in a job that often goes unrecognized. Personal shoppers who assisted Mayweather were allowed to keep their own tips, reportedly €3,000 each. But the guards were told no. Even when they asked to choose the charity or see a receipt, they were denied. Since they work for a contracted firm and not directly under Selfridges, they had little leverage to protest or fight back.
What I'm doing right now is what I do every day. Shop. Play number like a couple bucks. Greg, come with me. I didn't get these. Huh? Yeah. I did?
Yes.
Okay, before we make the best of it.
One of the guards even considered protesting, but was too afraid of losing his job. This incident only adds to the public's perception that Floyd Mayweather's empire is unstable. Even when he tries to be generous, things seem to backfire. Mayweather's visits to Selfridges are well known. He walks through the store like royalty, flanked by bodyguards, often spending up to €200,000 in a single trip, and reportedly receives a 10% discount each time. However, cracks are starting to show in that image. In 2023, he spent 4 hours at the store and walked out with over 40 shopping bags, further fueling skepticism about his financial stability.
Hey. This is how the champ does it.
Mayweather's recent moves, including his bid for a minority stake in the New York Giants and the launch of his supplement brand, 101, have sparked skepticism among fans, critics, and even some professionals within the business and combat sports worlds. Despite polished press releases and strategic partnerships, a growing number of people aren't buying into the image he's trying to project. These ventures are starting to feel more like smoke and mirrors than legitimate long-term investments. It's not just casual observers raising concerns. Industry voices are now echoing similar doubts about the transparency, motives, and sustainability of Mayweather's latest venture.
There's a flex happening with Floyd Mayweather that we were all cheering and congratulating him from, but we might need to put a pin in that as some evidence comes forward that things may not be how they seem. So a couple weeks back, I talked about it here on the show. Floyd Mayweather said he dropped $402 million on 62 Manhattan rental buildings. But Business Insider went and did the research. They did their Googles, and they said they couldn't find any receipts that this is true. There were no deed transfers.
One of the best investments that I did was New York real estate. So it started off with 7 figures, and I was getting a certain amount of money every month. When I first gave them $5 million, I was getting $50,000 a month. So I said, yo, the money kept coming on the 18th every month. 50,000 would come in. I still was competing. I still was fighting. I still was active, and I still was making.
Let's start with the headline-making news. Mayweather leading a group to acquire a 10% stake in the New York Giants, with a reported price tag of $700 million. According to TMZ, a proposal is being prepared for submission, but as of now, it remains just a plan on paper. Mayweather's business partner, Mir Orbach, gave a vague confirmation, saying, "My partners and I are always looking at different opportunities, including ownership of sports teams, but I can't comment further." This only fuels the growing suspicion surrounding the deal,